Just making some noises till I'm sure we're live. And now we are live. It's Tuesday, September 12th, 2023 AD. Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time. Gonna have some cool music to share with you. I'm excited about the music. The innocent children, not so innocent. He's just a child, they say, about 17-year-old tall thug Trayvon Martin. Well, not going to talk about Trayvon. I'm going to talk about actual little children who are evil. Already turned evil. Shameful. Some illegals trekking. Based Drew Barrymore. I actually titled my episode. Just call me American Anchor Baby with the pre-titled episode. Cool, huh? Based Drew Barrymore defies the poor innocent victim strikers. The communist, female-minded, liberal male victims, people on strike and females. Well, she has a TV show, like a daytime TV show, and she plays like she's all childlike, innocent, therapy woman. It's kind of cringy, and I like covering stuff like that. So I'm going to share it with you, talking to these stars. What a mess. Poor Jimmy Fallon is mean or something like that. Okay. Funny stuff. By the way, the VMAs are today, I think. And their women are going to make history. It's ridiculous. Evil Joe makes a thinly veiled reference to January 6th terrorism on 9/11. That's my reading of it. That's my mind suspicion. Kind of like they suspected that Trump made a thinly veiled reference to the N-word, as if that's even in Trump's mind. When he talked about, and I disavow this, riggers. I didn't know that anybody other than Al Sharpton and dumb lame-o blacks with dirty minds thought that, but the far-left extremist foreign outlet, The Guardian, some writer in The Guardian called it a thinly veiled reference to the N-word. That's your supposedly dirty mind, or fun mind, I should call it. Fun, except they're mad about it, and they think that it's racist or something. But Trump doesn't think like that. Give me a break. So hopefully I get to all that. And your calls, guys. But anyway, let's get right on. Without further ado, what even is that? To the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Do you guys like the new splash screen sort of backgrounds that Hassan's been showing for you guys? I like them. Day 83 of asking Hake to silkscreen us some mildly attractive t-shirts. Is it really only 83 days? Hake needs a new intro song. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I didn't even know that Johnny G tuned in. I'm wearing my Joyful Noise t-shirt. It's not Christian, okay? It's not. And it's not designed by me, okay? I only design Christian stuff. It's maybe like Jewish, because they believe in part of the Old Testament. Part of the Old Testament says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, right? I think. And maybe that's where they got it. But there's not even godly or Christian. This liberal record company is where I got it. Joyful Noise Recordings. So I disavow it, but I like the design. It's cool. Wish I had made it. I will get to your super chats, guys, as well. I'm so remiss in not getting to them, but I shall make you wait. So hopefully I last until the time, at least, that I can read your super chats that I missed yesterday and from Friday. Whew. So evil is real, Gregatron. Hang tight, guys. Appreciate you. Even though I don't show it properly. Terrible. So, don't be fooled. JLP Talk tweeted this out. The spirit of his mama. I have this. Bad Kids. Bad Kids is the thieves. Is the folder, Hassan. I have several photos from this. Actually, a clip, too. I want to play clip 22, which I originally played back in August 22nd from a tweet August 21st by Shannon Sharpie or some spoof Twitter account, X account. Little man was so P-worded that at his dad, mad, ticked at his dad, that he walked out to vent. A little 41-second clip. Here's a screenshot of him saying, should be losing weight. And so you guys may recall this. I played it before. Here he is sitting on this stand and pacing around on this porch. I guess it's a Ring camera footage or security camera footage. And it picks up audio, and somebody thought it was cute and shared it out, and he's all cussing. And I bleep out and blank out the cuss words in this subtitled video. You have it ready, Hassan? Let's play this clip 22 just to refresh your memory of another uncute bad kid. Here it is.
Man, why my fucking daddy? This is dumb shit. I'm tired of cleaning this dumb house up. That nigga lazy. He better clean the game by himself. I was playing the game and shit. I can't wait till I'm old if I can knock this out. This ugly fat ugly still be losing weight. Always eating and play the game. She'll throw an egg on his head. He fat ass. How f***ing clean up? I do all that cleaning all the time. Yeah. Dumb f***ing house.
Terrible. And then he walks back in after he got that off his chest to Satan, his daddy is already Satan. Can you believe it? And spoiler alert, I think last time, spoiler alert, found, when I played this August 22nd, found the IG account, because I saw a logo of Instagram and maybe a probably a username. I think he found it the last time. Raymond 11 says, Frederica as a youth. I disavow that. But anyway, terrible. Didn't he sound kind of like his mother, calling lazy N-word, fat blank. I should throw an egg on his head. I'm having to clean up after him while he plays video games and all that mess. So I covered that. And then there was a tip from Pupper Mochi in response to that. And it said, they do start young nowadays. And that brings me to this article here. Look at this. New York City. Here's the article, thumbnails or pictures, screenshots. I don't have a clip of this because I think it's just silent footage. But you see security cam footage screenshot of this little kid, like, sneaking through a doorway in, I guess this is New York City. Yeah, New York City, NYC, child thieves keep targeting bars. Bars. Children are not even supposed to be allowed inside of bars, I thought, depending on the bar. Depending on how family friendly it's supposed to be, Leaving owners overwhelmed, quote unquote, with thefts. The police can't arrest me, I'm just a kid. And I think it's little black kids, by the way, unsurprisingly. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just foreigner. But, and this is a news report from New York Post, like I think I mentioned, from out the 10th of September of 2023. Kevin Sheehan, Joe Marino, and Ronnie Reyes. Nice. Article written by men, at least, right? Finally. So the story goes, let's see, do I have any? Let's see. There was some interesting statements made in the text of this article. To me, they were interesting. And let's see if I have them. The owner of the Upper West Side bar, terrorized by a gang of thieving children, said he was threatened by one of the youngsters. Oh, I forgot to censor the text of this article. So don't show number 2 text. Or you can flash and show it, but the little kids, you don't want the kids to see it. Okay, take it away. Take it away. You already see it. I already saw the bad word. Funny, your eye just goes right to the bad word. Just call Hake a Hawkeye for bad words. Jacob Rabinovitz, owner of the Amsterdam Ale. There's a little kid look at this little black boy. Running down some stairs. And there's a circle of him, and it looks like security camera footage. So I think it's safe to assume that he's doing something bad or just did something bad or is about to. Jacob Rabinovitz, perhaps not a Christian, owner of the Amsterdam Ale House, was at the bar West 76th Street Saturday night when he said when he spotted one of the children who robbed his patrons back in February, panhandling outside his business. Rabinovitz told the Post he chased the boy, not the Washington Compost, the New York Post. Not as evil as Washington Compost necessarily, I guess. He chased the boy away and went on to warn other businesses about the child, which is when the youngster allegedly threatened him. He said he was going to beat my A word. Rabinovitz recalled on Sunday, per this report. It was this little kid telling me that, he said. And look at this place. I think this is one of the bars. Stone Street Tavern, located in the financial... Look at the cute little place, or something. Attractive. Wouldn't you like to visit there? Watch out for those kids. This is like those foreign countries where the little kids are scammers and thieves. You know those foreign countries like, I don't even know, India or places like that. Basically any of these third world or second world communist countries. Tiny bandits hit over the last 8 months. New York City's financial district. Mochi Pupper is the one who, Pupper Mochi, hopefully that's not a bad thing, is the one who tipped JLP about that, and I spotted his reply. Here's one story. At 8:30 p.m. last Monday at Lexington Public, which is a pub, right? A pub is a bar, right? Something like that. Lexington Avenue and East 97th Street, if you know New York City, I don't. One little thief got about $700 in petty cash from the safe, said the bar's manager. Show number 6. Look at this kid. I don't know if... And it's censored because he's a minor, so you censor his face even though he's a criminal. He's wearing this T-shirt that says, "Why not you?" Stylish, little man. Can I touch your hair? That's a reference to the Jesse Lee Peterson show about whites wanting to touch black people's hair back in the day. A young boy was caught on surveillance video leaving a private area at the Lexington Public, with a K, bar, CK. It is unclear if the same children are involved in all of the incidents, but several of the Manhattan bar workers said they appear to be. Stone Street Tavern manager, asked to remain anonymous, said the kids, as in children, not baby goats, seemed at first like normal children selling chocolate. Don't buy chocolate from the children. And accompanied by their mothers. Evil mothers, am I right? I'm assuming. Show number 7. Here's another bad kid. Maybe the same kid, I don't know. Look at him, he's wearing shorts and socks and sandals, I think. Looks like he's wearing sandals. And a T-shirt kind of tucked into his shorts. Hey, little man, coming from a little basketball practice. Caught on camera after clearing out a safe in the Upper West Side bar. They're hitting multiple... Okay, so here's what one manager, the manager I mentioned, who wanted to be anonymous. The lads will pretend to go downstairs to the bathroom. I'm putting an accent on him. I have no idea. That's where all the offices and the rooms that are for employees only, the manager noted. And they go right for the employees' purses or bags or coats or wallets or whatever they could find. They're hitting multiple places on the same day. Like the day they stole the purse. Go back to the black and white bad kid. Number 7, I think. Look at that guy. They're hitting multiple places the same day they stole the purse, Stone Street Tavern. They had 2 other places earlier, he said. Manager recalled the situation. Really, really sad. You liberal. You sad? You want to cry about it? And that even if his employees kick the children, don't kick the children, kick the children out, they always return, sometimes just 20 minutes later. Terrible. Rabinovitz, another guy, right, the owner, first guy, I guess, expressed similar exhaustion over the apparent futility. Okay, now you can go to number 8 again. Apparent futility of trying to stop the young bandits, saying an officer, as in a cop, told him on Sunday there was nothing the cops could do when he said that he alerted him to the child's presence outside his pub. See, that's Lexington Public, CK. It's a pub. 700 taken from his safe, one of the little thieves. We small business owners are feeling overwhelmed by this constant barrage of petty theft, he said. It seems impossible to keep them away, and it's frustrating that nothing is being done about it, he said. And you know, over here in California, which has the same evil mindset as evil liberal New York, pro-crime New York, anti-business New York, right? Somewhat anti-business, right? Anti-good sense, right? They made it, they passed this bill that all the Sikhs, S-I-K-H-S, were protesting. Don't pass this bill. We need to be able to protect our businesses, and we can't afford hiring security men. They're picketing in California. I covered this earlier this week, I think, right? Or yesterday, or maybe last week. It's, again, they're trying to make it against the law for employers to force employees to protect or to fight against the shoplifters or prevent shoplifting. You know, supposedly for the safety of the employees. I could imagine that it could be quite unsafe. Jacob Rabinovitz. Yes, GMD Jim. Lady C. Sal, I disavow you. Why not kick the children? Sounds like that's what they need. No. A good hard swat with a wooden spoon. Public caning. Something needs to be done. Back in the old school Muslim days, they used to, and I disavow this, of course, take a hand. Remember the movie Aladdin? I knew about it before the movie Aladdin, the Disney cartoon movie, where he stole something or his monkey stole something, and they were going to chop his hand off if you steal. Just enforce the law, says Charlie Church, shrugging emoji. Yeah. No, black abortion clinics are not based. It's not the answer. You're just spreading more crime. So show some of the bad kids one more time, just to look at these bad. Some people call them bad A-word kids. I disavow that. I guess. Just for this show's sake, anyway. I shouldn't even bring that up. Look at that. So cute. But they're criminals. And I knew that people were bad. Kids were bad when I was a kid. 4th grade. Some of my worst friends were the poorer Mexican kids were cussing and being all dirty. Maybe even 2nd grade a little. Ooh, I'm gonna tell you. Too legit to quit. And then somebody, okay, see, there's a bad kid too, cussing. Except he cleans the house. And he only daydreams with Satan about wanting to throw an egg on his dad's head. Terrible, huh? Oof. Okay, let's move on. The illegals trekking and caravanning. I happened across a couple of videos from this reporter, war correspondent of all things, on Twitter. Michael Yon, Y-O-N is apparently his last name. I don't know what that is. Asian or something, maybe? Panama today, according to this guy. About 4,000 illegal aliens. I have a couple of screenshots of tweets and a couple of clips here. Illegal aliens made it through the Darien Gap en route to the United States. This does not include many other inputs other than Darien Gap. Darien Gap is way down there. Panama. Panama is like what, the bridge from Central to South America or something like that, right? Look at that. There's a whole lot of men, grown adult men who could probably take care of themselves where they are, but no. Estamos en el norte, they want to go. They want to be like, estamos en el norte. We want to spend money. I made this video at Lajas Blancas camp. I wonder what Lajas is. Anybody know? Of course you do. Spanish speakers listening to Hake. Lajas. Translate. Slabs. Whoa. White slabs or blank slabs or something like that. So here's clip 21A of this little caravan thing with these big old army trucks. But instead of like army men, they're bringing military-age men, and I think I see some women and children. 4,000 plus illegal aliens, he said. En route to the United States, according to Michael Yon, Y-O-N. So listen to this, just or watch if you can. You'll hear the trucks and dogs barking, and hopefully there's no cussing in Spanish here. Let's do it. Check it out. Thumbs up. These guys, all shameless. Terrible. And another truck with I don't know what. And another big old truck. Look at that thing. He said 4,000 plus of these invaders. He's calling them illegal aliens. Look, men, a couple of women, and some children. Oddly, it's mostly men. Isn't it? Invading America and Europe and elsewhere. Terrible, in my opinion. And then what? Look at this one. A little screenshot. Also illegal money woman, allegedly. Citizen Free Press tweeted this out and shared Michael Yon's other video here that I'm about to play for you. A little 10-second clip. Kingpins of the migrant cartel trade. Boss lady covers up an open cash deal at a migrant camp. Yes, and I censor it because she's all dressed like one of those old school, those women who do those things at saloons or whatever upstairs in the movies. I don't know. Covers up an open cash deal at a migrant camp yesterday in Lajas Blancas in Darien, I guess you would pronounce it that way, Panama. Journalist Michael Yon. And Michael Yon tweeted this video out and said, and people replied, be careful, man. He has more. So here's this little clip. I play it once and then I play it in slow-mo right after. And I'm censoring the censoring for the children. Thanks for censoring for the children, Hake. Yes. I don't think that's a man. I'm pretty sure it's not a man. Cleavage denied, yes. I censored the immodestly dressed young lady with the painted on eyebrows or whatever. And shout out to the ladies with the painted on eyebrows and immodest women. So here's the clip 21B. Check it out. Look at all that. I think that's American cash, too. And she notices and covers it up. She doesn't cover up her other part that she should be covering up. Oh, shameful. Shameless, I mean. With a notebook. And this guy with shorts and a tattoos all over his arms. And she has like a smirk on her face. That's definitely a man, Hake. You think everybody's a man, wrinkle hands, bing bong? Or you say it. I didn't start cussing till 7th grade, says I want to go fast. Yeah, I know. And so that, some of my friends, the good kids, didn't start cussing till high school or after. Hairline is wild. Oh yeah, when you tie your hair back, you stress your, I heard that you, from some movie, some male told some female that when you tie your hair back, you're stretching out, messing up your your forehead. Money, money, money. And I heard these NGOs are encouraging these evil people. Evil, probably worse, NGOs, non-government organizations. So sick, huh? So I want to get to based Drew Barrymore, but I want to get to a call or two, guys. Traction alopecia. It says spoiler alert. Yeah, it could be wider than Hake's shoulders. Hey. Stop that. William in California is on the line. William, thanks for calling, man. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. How you doing, James?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
That's good. This little kids, man.
Thieves.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
How old are these little kids?
Yep.
How old are these little children?
They look like...
Are they robbing people, really?
They're sneaking around stealing, so they're not like sticking them up necessarily. They will they'll sneak around and pickpocket maybe, or worse, they'll go down into the employees area and steal from the safe. I don't know how they got into the safe, and people's wallets and coats and purses and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah, awful.
Well, who is raising these little kids?
I'm hearing my show come back. Make sure you turn off the show.
I just turned it off.
Okay.
I just flipped it and threw it across. Listen.
I want to say it's mothers, but I have no idea.
That's
my
incredible.
speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my speculation as well. And while we on this subject, it is a major problem if you have children that young in your community behaving this way. I challenge anybody. I just told Sean, we're showing this. It should be addressed. It is a problem. I'm sure you and I can agree with that. Can we, 005? We can agree that that's a problem, right?
Yeah, we can indeed.
Okay. So I challenge anybody black to call into this show and address this problem instead of trolling James and his show. I challenge anybody black right now. I know they got some sensible blacks out there. They'll do it. But I want the unsensible ones to call in and address this problem without saying, what about the whites?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know what happens when you say that? You don't address the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, JFK married Jacqueline Bouvier today in 1954.
Funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got some health
That's Jackie O.
with Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler's got. Yeah, he's.
Is that Aerosmith?
No more touring. Yeah. Yeah, his vocal cords are damaged.
Wow.
Those guys are getting up there anyway. Him, Ozzy Osbourne, all of them.
Yeah.
Getting up there in age, you know. But your show Friday was a great show, but then you had 3 calls in a row at the end. There was somebody that sounded like he was on heroin.
Oh.
And
I don't pick up on that.
You or not?
Yeah.
You remember that guy, right?
I'll have to look back at my call list.
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, the last
who that might
three
have been.
callers, they were hilarious.
Nice.
And I don't know if you set this up and stage it, man, but you just can't make this stuff up, man. I was on the floor rolling, laughing.
You're not talking about Maze, are you?
Callers. I don't do that
Right.
because that's somebody's wife.
Yeah.
And women
mother, and also
challenging me.
and also my
is
favorite
not a
caller.
Good, it's not a good thing. Let me explain something to you.
Oh,
don't
I think you
respond to
might have
that.
been talking about John from Michigan who drooled a lot. You don't understand.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. No, I don't address having confrontation with other people's wives.
Right
and
on.
They actually need a man to deal with me.
Yeah.
So I don't even acknowledge that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I just want to know, why is it that we always talking about, especially the blacks? Why do they always say, "What about the whites?"
Yeah. Silly.
When you're addressing something that's obviously a problem.
Yep.
And who's raising these kids? That's the number one thing. Show me a Democratic ran city in the United States of America that's ran by a black mayor that's doing good.
I can't.
TikTok.
Yeah.
You can't point it out, can you?
No, sir.
Well, all that and your calls.
Nice to hear
Let's
from you,
move
William.
these wheels and get on about our business and have a good day.
All right. You as well, man.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take care.
All right. GMD Jim says, did Hake just say based Drew Barrymore? Yes, I did. And that's actually the title of my show today, at least the pre-titled title. I don't think I'll be changing it, hopefully, depending on how this segment goes. So, yes, I say based Drew Barrymore. I've been wanting to cover this gal ever since I saw a clip of her. I didn't even know she had a talk show, right? But I was perusing, scrolling through Twitter, I guess, and I see this picture of her sitting all cross-legged on this sofa, couch, right next to her guest, facing directly at her guest. Facing her. I think it's a woman, right? Who is a guest of this woman. She's an actress. She was a child actress. I gather from this article that I was reading last night, too long for me to read the whole thing, that she was in E.T., you know, the Extraterrestrial, Steven Spielberg movie from, I think, the 80s, maybe the 70s, but I think the 80s. Ouch. You know, the guy with the bright light finger that heals people, and the people came in, and some of us who took Spanish in high school saw, telefono homo. No, he didn't say homo. He said a casa or something like that. I don't know. And you saw only segments of it because your class is like an hour long. I don't even know if I ever sat and watched the whole movie ever. But I guess she was in that. She was a precocious young girl. Came from good stock or whatever like that. Her grandpa, anyway. And she was in all these movies, and I don't know, she was a mildly attractive gal. Purportedly white, maybe not normal white. Certainly not used and promoted by normal whites, and just some very unchristian things in her past, anyway. And she's all just sitting there, all like she's so interested in this person, so fake. But it made me want to cover her, so I have a few clips to share with you. Clip 23A. This is Obama lover George Clooney, another actor, and I call him Obama lover because he was all pro-Obama back when Obama was in office or going into office. And he's looking all old with these eye bags under his eyes, like Hake has. Except he's like 10, 20 years older than me, right? He writes letters to his wife. Is his wife Muslim? Is he part Muslim? George Clooney? I don't know. He looks interesting. He looks like he's part something. And his wife's name is Amal. So anyway, here's Drew Barrymore TV tweeted this out. George Clooney still writes letters to his wife, Amal. Yellow heart emoji. Hashtag Drew/D rewind. Drew wind. Rewind. 24 seconds. Hit it.
And he called me up and he said, there's a girl coming to your house that you're going to marry. And I was like, you're an idiot. That's not going to happen. And then in comes a mom. And we stayed up all night talking. And then
Oh, really?
I started writing her
You wrote her?
a bunch of letters.
Like on pen and paper?
Yeah. We still write letters.
You still write letters?
We leave them on the pillow.
Terrible, huh? She's all stricken by the fact that how romantic, woman type thinking. You ladies, shout out to the ladies. What a simp, says Lady Seesaw. Except she didn't use that voice. Because Lady Seesaw doesn't have a deep voice. I like a deep voiced woman, but anyway. So he still writes letters. I knew that's liberal confirmed. Now it makes sense that he loves Obama so much. Makes me want to spit. And here she is talking to some woman. I'm glad my mom died author Jeanette McCurdy talks to Drew, a woman named Drew. You do the math. Barrymore, about telling the truth. And she sought this woman out. Telling your truths or spreading mess? You tell me. Talks to Drew about, quote unquote, telling the truth. This is not telling the truth, I don't think, that they're actually talking about. So here's 1 minute and 14 seconds of her talking to this Jeanette McCurdy. McCurdy. Is that an Irish name? Not a normal white. But anyway, here's the clip.
Does someone have to die in order to be able for us to tell our truths?
I think we
Our
at least have to
truths.
write as if they have died, which is that old saying, right? Like, write as if everyone you know is dead.
I've never heard that one before.
I don't know who said it, but I'm pretty sure it's like I think it's a saying. I don't think I just coined it.
I've never heard it before. I've definitely heard, like, write as if no one's reading it or dance as if nobody's watching. I mean, by the way, that's the new mug being sold on shelves. I'm actually asking, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to wait to tell all my truths? I don't know if I can do it because certain people are alive.
I understand. My thought on that is, I think if saying the truth ends a relationship, I think it's probably a relationship that needed to end, I guess. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, it does.
there was probably some painful, uncomfortable truth that was just needing to be expressed for a long time. And if saying that out loud is going to end the relationship, I think it's probably better off not being in a person's life.
That woman with her shaky voice. I don't even know who Jeanette McCurdy is, but she sought her out because she wrote this book called I'm Glad My Mom Died. Terrible, huh? Isn't it awful when two women talk about wisdom or something like that? She has that shaky woman voice. Shaky, nervous woman voice. Telling my truths. Mess. Some of that stuff, I think a man would tell her, a wise man, a simple wise man, would say, no, keep it to yourself. Suffer in silence, overcome it in silence. Don't be getting it, that's not the type of stuff you need to get off your chest, whatever stuff that is, you know? Okay, last little clip before I get into this long article, and hopefully I don't spend too long on it. Clooney is related to Abe Lincoln? Honest Abe? So in other words, he's a communist. Wow. Okay, Katie Holmes. Remember that one? Katie Holmes is another actress woman, right? Female actress woman, which is super redundant. Who was married, I guess, to that Tom Cruise guy, and he got on top of the couch for Oprah's show, and he's like, yes, yeah, that's her, right? She was with him. I don't even get the attraction to her. And now she's all old and has a nose ring, by the way. So she talks to Drew Barrymore, and she's all, oh, you inspired me as a woman, is like the implication, I think. I didn't know you could be your own producer. So here's this little 35-second clip. And then look at her, this fake, innocent, childlike, affectionate reaction that Drew Barrymore gets. She gets up off her chair, goes all the way over to the other couch and says, "Really?" And they do a hug. And the other one says, "It's true." These women. So I'm hating on this show, but I still like based Drew Barrymore. And Katie Holmes is okay, I guess. So here's the clip, 23C.
You know, I'm such a fan of yours, and everything that you've done in your career has been like an inspiration, and it gives me confidence, because it's like, oh, when you started producing, it was like, oh, we can do that. Women can do that. We can, and so thank you. I mean, you give so much. So
look at that outfit too. Terrible outfit. Look at her hugging. Fake hug. Why is she wearing a blazer? It's true. And then the feel-good thing at the end. Shout out to Drew Barrymore. I guess she is my competitor. So, very long article about Drew Barrymore. I'll see if I can plow through it. There's this article that I saw, I think in Pocket. Pocket shared this, far left Pocket. Pocket, Firefox, Mozilla, very anti-Christian, very pro-LGBTIQ, but that's a side note, unrelated to this article, hopefully. Drew Barrymore is figuring it out live. And I have a bunch of photos from this. New York Magazine has this section or article or outlet they call Vulture. And it's funny because I have these pictures of Drew Barrymore with Vulture on top of it. Shows she's a vulture. Do not be fooled by this vulture woman. And this is not even getting to her being based. Well, the end of it is about her being based. And this came out in June of this year, 2023 AD. Poor lost, nutty, evil lady. And this is August, right? No. Yes, this is September. And it came out yesterday that she's defying the strikes now because she's starting her show again amid the writers' strike. So any writers, scabs who are working on her show are in violation of the union strike rules. And she pretended like she was supporting the strikes, but she's not pro-victim. So anyway, here she is in her walk-in closet in this article headline picture screenshot. She's sitting all cross-legged like one of those Eastern meditation people. Has this therapist who's all into Carl Jung, Jung. And interesting, this article is by E. Alex Jung, and he's an Asian. I don't think it's pronounced Young for his sake. And Drew Barrymore is figuring it out live. Her radically intimate, and this is a male writing this, by the way, Asian male, but her radically intimate daytime show is as much therapy for her as it is for her guests, gushes this E. Alex Jung, male, Asian-looking writer. And I don't have any pictures of him, it's just mentioning that. A features writer for New York Mag and Vulture. So, article out June 5th, 2023. Okay, so let me go through and see the stuff that I found remarkable from her article. And you can just kind of show pictures of her. She has these pictures of her in the shower, but they cover up the part, but I cover up even extra because they don't cover quite enough for my taste. In fact, even that censor is not enough. Too much shoulder. Too much shoulder. Look at her trying to look like she's all cute and childlike. You're not cute and childlike. You're cute and phony. Like a phony, cute, fake, cute, childlike woman. Okay, so she has this small walk-in. Okay, she had a big event of the day, an interview with Jennifer Garner, another actress woman, another divorced. Apparently this lady's divorced, whose birthday Barrymore wanted to celebrate Drew Barrymore. She describes Jennifer Garner as a woman who really saved her. In 2016, soon after Drew Barrymore divorced Will Koppelman, Kopelman, 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 Don't know if that's a Christian male. Her husband of 4 years and father of her 2 children. So she divorced this dude, typical woman, right? And took his children. Shout out Tom Green, says Hassan. Is that the guy from, like, Green Day or Blink-182 or something like that? Tom Green?
No, he's a comedian.
Oh, and he married her too?
I'm pretty sure they were married.
Or they were together at least?
They were definitely together, but I'm pretty sure they were married.
Okay. He's a comedian.
Yeah, he had like one of the first mix shows on MTV.
Oh, like Nickelode? Oh, Mick?
Like mix show, like
mix shows.
Yeah, like comedy mix show.
Okay. And so she leaves a trail of dead men behind her. Not dead, not literally dead, I don't think. Tom DeLonge is Blink-182, says Sean. Yeah, I don't know that. I only know Christian music. Look at her in this City Bike. I didn't know that City Bike was related to Citibank. City Bike is what the white pregnant woman, allegedly white, cried, help, help, when the black immigrant was trying to scam the City Bike system because they have a shortage of City Bikes in one city like Chicago or somewhere. And he was like, no, that's my bike. And she tried to rent it out from under him because he was babysitting. You can't babysit, but she was trying to babysit. She has a City Bike and she has her feet up. And she's like wearing pajamas and a green like army coat and mouth all wide like she's a little girl having cute fun, and has hiking boots or Uggs or some type of hefty boot shoe slipper thing on. And there's a basket on that City Bike seat. Psh, I don't even know where she lives, but it's a blurry picture. So she says that Jennifer Garner saved her because Jennifer Garner, an actress woman, had a separation from Ben Affleck, an actress man. And they have children together, too. Broke up that family, woman in divorce and mess. So Drew Barrymore saw Jennifer Garner as a model of how to comport yourself in public. So anyway, she has a small walk-in closet in her bedroom, slanted ceiling, pink flamingo wallpaper. You probably saw that at the beginning of with this article headliner. With affirmations and aphorisms, whatever that is. She has written, today is the day you start trusting yourself. Spiritual superhero. Oh, look at her. She has these. Look, she has. We're judging her, right? Oh, yes. PJs on, pajama pants with polka dots, and slippers on, in a diner. And that coat thing. Fake carefree mess. And she also has written on her inside walk-in closet where she meditates, permission, heart emoji. Listen to my body and soul, treat myself as the mother I needed. Do not beat myself up. Her meditation room, her room of revelations. And she brought this male Asian writer for Vulture magazine into the room with her, I think, or showed it to him. So it talks about her grandfather was a famous person and his siblings, I guess. But her father was supposedly John Drew Barrymore, an actor with moderate success, flamed out by the time she was born, meaning he burned out, I guess, or his career petered out. He was an abusive drunk who abandoned her mother, Ildiko Jade Barrymore. Don't ask me what that is. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Some of you guys probably know more than I do. Her first memory of her father when she was 3 years old is supposedly the time he stormed in and tossed her into a wall. I laugh, but it's bad, right? That's not good. Don't throw your 3-year-old daughter into a wall. He would do things like hold her hand over a candle, according to her, and say that pain is in the imagination. Wow. Tough dad. No wonder she's so tough. I'm laughing, but it's not good, right? Necessarily. Sounds crazy. He would usually reappear when he needed money. He became an itinerant eccentric. Houseless, meaning homeless, and shoeless. He didn't have shoes. Using lemons and olive oil to bathe. Wow. Talk about someone who was not a careerist. I will burn this, dynasty to the ground. She cusses. Jade, J-A-I-D, her tenacious mother-manager, treated her like a friend and client. She would go to industry parties, nightclubs, limelight, blah, blah, blah. She dated Drew Barrymore's boyfriends. After Barrymore posed naked in Playboy in 1995, Jade followed suit later that year as Drew's S-wordy mom. Gross. With no one to say no, Drew was uninhibited. Blah, 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 blah. Firestarter movie, something like that, when she was 8. I have never seen any of these movies. She had her first beer at Rob Lowe's 20th birthday party. Rob Lowe, I've heard of him. He's in like these commercials now, right? And he's supposedly been around a long time. And made out with his 12-year-old stepbrother. She started doing cocaine when she was 12 and loved how it allowed her to soar above my depression and sadness, according to her. Forced into rehab by her mother, Jade, and then she was taken out of rehab to film some movies. Oh, that's not good. That's not funny. When she got out, she lived with David Crosby and his wife and married and lived with another woman in her. See, there's the room with all these affirmations and notes to herself. All orderly, by the way. Candles, sitting cross-legged, all phony. Her interviews often sound like therapy, like she's more life coach than journalist. What she has created is not only a safe space for celebrities to open up, but one where her aura of relatability, she's so relatable, which she kind of is, it extends to her guests. They can be seen as flawed, empathetic people, meaning liberals, emotional liberals, who are just trying to figure split out. This guy cusses in the middle of it. Figure split out. Terrible. I'm reading this man's article, this person who's doing this feature on her, right? She doesn't press for details because she knows what it's like to be hounded about your personal life, blah, blah, blah. The most intense conversations have revolved around complexity of mother-daughter relationships. Her own mother is a wound that's never really healed. Her attitude toward her father softened as she got older. Typical. Based. See, that's why I knew I called her based for a reason. She likes her father a little bit better now. Well, he's dead. I just understood what an incapable human being he was. When he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, whatever that is, she paid for his hospice care until he died in 2004. Then this part's gross. She spread his ashes around Joshua Tree. Thanks a lot, you sick lady. Meanwhile, she and her mother never really fully reconciled since she left the house at 14. That's right, she got her she emancipated herself at age 14. She still supports her mother financially. I know that must be so hard for my mom. It's like she gets all the heartache and he gets given a free ticket because she likes her father now, even though now that he's dead. She personally pursued that interview that I showed you guys where do we have to wait until the person dies to tell our truths? My truths? Jeanette McCurdy, former Nickelodeon star. Oh, I didn't know that. She was in Nickelodeon Children's Channel. It's degenerate now. Probably was back then, too. Published the memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Interesting title, huh? These women hate their mothers. In which she explicitly names and reckons with an abusive parental mother relationship. This interview in particular, but also one with Brooke Shields, another actress woman, right? Brooke Shields, heard of her, right? I've heard of her. Famously complicated relationship with her mother manager, Terry Shields, T-E-R-I. Gives the feeling we're witnessing Drew Barrymore hash out her own relationship on her show. You can show different pictures of this gal. But there she is with this candles around her inside this walk-in closet. It's not that big of a walk-in closet. She and her team decided not to conduct the McCurdy interview for broadcast with a live studio audience, so no laugh lines, no playing to the camera. But it did so well online that producers cut it to a run on TV. Interesting, huh? Do I have to wait to tell all my truths? She asked that McCurdy woman. Nickelodeon star, hating her. Look at her, she's brushing her teeth. Maybe I should have censored part of this picture. She's acting like she's all cute and still mildly attractive. Come on, she's mildly attractive. I like how I left Vulture there at the top. We're looking at pictures of this gal. Speaking of gal, I'm going to talk to my favorite gal shortly after the break coming up here. I don't know if I can do it because certain people are still alive. Tell my truths. And that McCurdy woman said, if saying the truth ends a relationship, it's a relationship that needed to end, I think. I realized I was more concerned with how to keep my mom looking good than I was with expressing my true emotional reality. That's not reality, woman. Anyway, I don't think. Okay, I'm having an aha moment. Oh, these women. Aha moment. Where's my spittoon? Maybe it's protectiveness in that I feel. I've never put it in those terms. Okay, so here's the part that I like. She has an anti-victim mentality. Based. A very low bar for based, right? On the episode with Brooke Shields, they both wrestle with how their experiences didn't fit neatly into the Me Too mold. Me Too is smearing the men by women and gays, smearing the men for having R-wording, allegedly them, or S-wordly assaulting them, allegedly. They had complicated feelings about the inappropriate, quote-unquote, experiences they had growing up. Because she was S-word, let. You know, slut. Don't say that, kids. Too much. It was difficult to parse what they were accountable for. As Drew Barrymore sees it, the stuff that happened to her as a kid is about survival, not tragedy. It's part of the arc that brought her here. I choose very consciously not to see my life as things that have been done to me, she says. I want to see it as things I did and chose to do. I'm not attracted to people who lay blame on others. I don't find it S-wordy. Nice. Right on. Based. She thrived in as the heroine in Never Been Kissed, which I didn't see. Going the Distance, never heard of it. 50 First Dates, I heard that was degenerate. And more. In those films, she was free to express one of the most relatable emotions, love, and maybe more accurately, the desire to be in love. Woman. The yearning came, blah, 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 blah. Luke Wilson is an actor related to Owen Wilson. I guess he's the little brother of Owen Wilson. But except Luke Wilson has the same messed up nose. And shout out to the messed up nose. I think it's cool looking. But he has darker hair. He met her for the first time, or met her on a chemistry read for some movie. And he bought her a bouquet of daisies because he heard that he read somewhere she loved them. And they filmed an S-word scene. And then he was smitten. See all these degenerate Hollywood weird people doing these S-word scenes or shower scenes, and then they fall in fake, evil, fallen state mama spirit love. Like that Amber Heard gal. Somebody in the chat said Amber Heard used to leave messages on the bed. It's a reference to her going allegedly number 2 on the Pirates guy actor's bed. Terrible. She hypnotized him. Ooh, crazy. So a few weeks after this writer of this article interviewed her, she sent him a text saying, I texted my mom for her birthday, and she texted it like a poem. New line. And she told me she loved me. New line. And she was proud of me. New line. I don't care how old you get. New line. Or how big your mission is. New line. When your mom tells you. New line. She loves you. New line. You revert back to small. This woman thinks she's all cute and childlike. And the fact she loves me. New line. With my truth and my honesty. I'm not going to say new line anymore because it's annoying. Is the best time I have ever heard her say it. So isn't that nice? Okay, so new last quick thing. I know we're at the top of the hour, guys. Almost done with this. I'm not going to spend 2 hours on Drew Barrymore. She's supporting scabs. Based scabs. Scabs are people who break lines with the union, the strike line, and start to work for the man. Nice. Or is she? I don't even know. WJGA East. I think I have this tweet. It's the first it's like 0 or 1 or something like that. WGA strike. Writers Guild of America East tweeted, the at Drew Barrymore TV show is a WGA, Writers Guild of America, I guess, covered struck show that is planning to return without its writers. The Guild has and will continue to picket struck shows, they're striking against them, that are in production during the strike. Any writing on the Drew Barrymore show is in violation of the WGA strike rules. Well, good for her. Somebody's all, Drew, please respect the WGA and their hard work. They're not working hard. They're not working at all. They're striking. That's the opposite of work. They're being lame-os. I mean, it's evil versus evil. As I've said, the communist unions against the commie capitalist corporations, you know, these Hollywood. And they're only going to be hurting themselves, basically. And the same woman, Violetta Zinoni, said, I'm so glad I don't have to watch the Drew Barrymore show. The strike something, what? I'm not even sure what that says. Strike rules are a good idea. I don't want writers to be taken advantage of. Okay, and then I have 1B replies, it's a travesty that they call any of what happens on that show, quote unquote, written. Well, I see that as a good thing. I like spontaneous conversation. She interviewed Michelle Obama, and like maybe they hashed out some ideas before the show, but it was kind of unscripted. Annalisa Fernandez tweeted, end of her sweet and innocent branding. No, yeah, because now she's based. I'm done. You happy? Hey, you can all take a breath of fresh air because we're going to listen to some beautiful music before I get to Maze. We're past the top of the hour, guys. It's time for some rap, Christian rap. I was listening to this in like 4th grade, 5th grade or so. This is Attitude by Stephen Wiley. Remember Stephen Wiley? Rated highly. This is from the 1990 album Rhythm and Poetry. That's what rap means. Rhythm, A-R, and A, poetry, P-R-A-P, poetry. Rhythm and poetry. That's what it is. Did you know that? I don't know if that's really what it is. But it's Attitude. It's the opening track. I hope you enjoy it. I know I do. And I'll be right back for the rest of hour 2. Hang tight and enjoy Stephen Wiley. Be right back.
Homeboys are rapping on the street. They got the Reeboks on the feet. They got the cars, the gangster lane speakers booming. The bass is me, got their hats pulled to the side. Dark glasses on, a jacket's open wide. They've got the look to set the mood. They say they've got the attitude. Attitude. The attitude. They say they've got the attitude. The attitude. The attitude. They say they've got the attitude. Break it down. Now, ladies, I've seen you in the beauty salon, cutting hair off and gluing it on, pressing your hair into the latest style. I rap about you for a while, pasting on your fingernails, ready to attack the nearest male. You got the look, rehearse the moves. You think you've got the attitude. The attitude. The attitude. The attitude. You think you've got the attitude. Attitude. The attitude. You think you've got the attitude. Attitude's changing every day. What to wear, what to say. I used to be cool, was the best. Now it's ice cold, chillin' and fresh. You can't keep up,
It moves so fast.
So you're running
Through all your cash.
Buying the stuff it takes to prove you really got
the attitude.
You know it's never gonna last. Right now, it's gonna be the
So
best.
good.
The attitude you've got today is only gonna fade away. But there are things that never change. Today, tomorrow, forever the same. I'm gonna rap about the dude who's really got the attitude.
I love this song. I wanted to share it with the girl I had a crush on in 2nd grade, 4th grade, 5th, 3rd.
You may not notice what he's wearing. Instead, you see how much he cares. Serving God his claim to fame. A helping hand is the middle name. He doesn't gossip, brag, or boast.
Hey, no gossip.
Full of love and the Holy Ghost. Walking bold, talking smooth. You know he's got the attitude.
So good. This music will make you an NWA. Oh, that's true. Why am I blushing? He's black.
I saw a lady the other day teaching children how to pray in a circle on the ground. Children red, black, white, yellow, and brown, moving closer to listen in. I heard her praying once again. Give us grace that we can prove to all the world your attitude.
So good.
Be jamming to my groove. Wanna know about this attitude? You say it's not my car, my hair, my clothes. Then what is it? Because I wanna know, how do I get it? Where do I begin? I said, open your heart and let Jesus in. You're not living till you've met the dude. His name is Jesus. He's the attitude.
Jesus is the attitude. So good. He is straight. This is the original Christian rapper, by the way. Think about it. And then, yeah. So think about it. So think about it. You guys just don't know. I like this part. Jesus, the attitude. Jesus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus is the attitude. 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 Jesus is the attitude.
Wow. So good. Am I right? Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful music. Before I get to my favorite caller, I got to get to super chats, guys. I am remiss in not getting to the super chats from yesterday and even from Friday, actually. Believe it or not, there was one from Friday that I am remiss in not reading. Over on, what's it called? Whatever. Streamlabs, Gregatron donated and said, "Happy Friday, Hake." Well, man, happy belated Friday to you, Gregatron. Can you do me a favor? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh, I am triple remiss. Triple remiss. Ask William from California, my caller, where is my mind? With the attitude. Way out in the water, sent swimming. How he feels about Pam Grier. I'm sure he knows her. She played a Foxy Brown in the 70s and Jackie Brown in the 90s. I thought she was stunning. She's black. Nice, Gregatron. I'll have to ask him tomorrow or next time he calls. Pam Grier. Grier? It sounds like it should be Grier because I feel like I've heard that name before. But maybe I'm confusing. Grier, Pam. Well, thank you, Gregatron, and many apologies to you, as well as to Evil Is Still Real, who wrote, Hake did not watch that 70s show. This was yesterday, right? Because I didn't watch that. You know the one with Danny Masterson, who's accused of R-wording aping, which sounds bad when you say that, but R-wording some gals way back in the early 2000s or so, and then he's sentenced to like 30 years. Railroaded. I mean, I don't know. I did not watch that 70s show. He was watching Sweating to the Oldies, whatever that is. That maybe I'd have to disavow that, probably, on VHS with his mom until his late 30s. You don't know me. Evil is still real. But thank you, man. Hake says evil is still real with another Rumble rant. Even Liberace, which I think is Liberace, Elton John, and Richard Simmons, I think, thought that song yesterday, America, do you think this world is yours? Huh? Canada, yeah. You ever think this world is yours? Because there's no other one except God who owns this earth. That's with William Onyeabor, World Psychedelic Classics, Volume 5, Love is a Real Thing, from 1978 originally. That even Liberace, Elton John, and Richard Simmons, I think, thought that song was too G-worded. A. You have almost no viewers left to your show. Stop with not morally straight bad stuff. No not morally straight callers. No more not morally straight music, he says. And interestingly, Evil is Still Real likes the group or the one-man band OK with Marty Anderson. And I played one of those songs for you, man. And for me, I love that. I love OK music too. And I'm going to get back to him. So you think it's the music? I know that when I play music, according to Lord Bibby 42, I lose viewers by the second. Like, lose viewers. But I like it so much, man. I don't know what to do. But thank you, Evil is Still Real. Appreciate your input. It's great. And there were other supers that came in today. Spoiler alert says yesterday you had wondered whether Lori Wilson, California State Representative, gender affirming bill, forcing the parents to affirm the child's gender misidentity or else lose the child. So evil, right? And especially in custody battles. But probably going to take the kids away from the two parents who are just Christians or else just normal people who don't support this LGBT mess. I wondered whether this black, bald woman, Lori Wilson, sort of heavy set, you know? And shout out to the heavy set, also known as fat people, has any children herself, and she does. She and her husband, she has a husband, huh? Have two quote-unquote sons, one of whom is actually their daughter, and he shares a headline, first California lawmaker with an out trans child wants the state to draw a line in the sand, wants the state to take away the children from the fathers. Mostly it's fathers who don't go along with this mess, but mothers don't either sometimes. Sensible ones, slightly more sensible. And, wow, crazy. Thank you for the heads up on that, spoiler alert. Not only is he my chief mod, he is also a great researcher for Hake. Thank you, man. Terrible. Carver bought a coffee. Shout out to based Drew Barrymore. Thank you, man. I remember watching her in Charlie's Angels. Never saw it. Was that the remake or one of the remakes? Co-starring with Cameron Diaz. Yeah, that's got to be a remake. Whom was also in Shrek. Cameron Diaz. I always thought Cameron Diaz was mildly attractive. Except now she has like plastic surgery face and lips, which I don't, at least in my imagination, I picture that on her. Terrible. Just age gracefully. Even if you're more ugly now. It's okay. It's all right. Ugly natural is preferable, in my opinion, to plastic surgery face for the most part. Plastic surgery has its place for, like, burn victims, stuff like that. Yeah. Base America First bought a coffee. Thank you, Carver. Have you noticed people who say that it's possible to confiscate 400 million legal firearms also say it's impossible to deport 20 million illegal immigrants? Salir al sur. To exit out to the south. Get out of here. We don't like your kind around here. We like you, and we like your tacos. Tacos, they call them. I'm spitting a little bit. Tacos, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. No, he said that he liked her in Charlie's Angels, and I added in that I never saw it. My bag. I confused by reading the super chat and inserting my own commentary in the middle of the super chat, interrupting the super chat. My bag. Is it my bad or my bag? Yeah, great point, though, Base America First. And maybe it's 30 million, or maybe it's even more than that. But yeah, sure. Pause on liking their tacos, Hake. This is a child-friendly. Oh! I'll get you next time, Madman, Mr. Madman. I found out that he has long hair. I did not know that. Okay, thank you, Super Chatters. Let me just double-check over on D-Live, Coffee Talk with Sandra. I need to get back with you. Says she obviously didn't forgive her mama. Mad. EOG, edging out God. She needs to forgive mama, says Coffee Talk with Sandra. Are you referring to that Drew Barrymore gal? Just double check over on Rumble. Okay, I think we're all clear. Appreciate you guys. My favorite caller is on the line. I gotta get to her. Maze in the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio, is on the line. Maze, how are you doing?
Hello, James. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm marvelous as always.
Nice.
Using my brain.
Cool.
The one that have two sides, a left and a right.
Right
left
on.
eye, right eye. Some people don't have that knowledge. But that music you just played sound like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air music, and somebody put Jesus in it.
I think it might predate Will Smith, Fresh Prince.
That's what it sounds like.
I think Fresh Prince sounds like Stephen Wiley. How about that?
Who's been here the longest?
Stephen Wiley.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong. Let's see.
Fresh you Prince. Don't know. So when you find out, let me know.
Okay.
So now let's get back to the one that don't have a one-sided brain. That we won't have a discussion now. We hear Jesse talk about black people all day. We want to hear you talk about black people all day. But what they do, we know what our people do. But he don't know what people that don't look like him do. Because on the evening news, that's all you see. And with this Republican Party, that's all you see. Black people doing crime.
I was slightly
you all going to show us what y'all do.
I was slightly
so those that can't see.
Hold on, Maze. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Because I zoned out. I tuned you out because I was searching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I found that it started in 1990, and that's the same year that Stephen Wiley came out with Rhythm and Poetry, and so I say Stephen Wiley, and he had an album before that called Wrap It Up, and then maybe an album before that called Bible Break, and an album before that called Rappin' for Jesus, or at least singles or EPs. And so Stephen Wiley's older and better than Fresh Prince.
I didn't say older and better. See, you did some research, and you found out who did it first, right? That's how we find out. That's how we know there's the difference between the two. Some people can't think like that. They always feel like, well, they won't call in and talk about black people. Right? Well, it sounds stupid.
Whoa.
Like we slow, that we won't have a conversation. We want to change the conversation. Y'all talk about black people enough for us to not even have to say anything about black people. But
say that again?
Crimes that you all do.
Who, me?
I would love.
What crimes?
I would love for William to come on and tell us some of the crimes that he knows that people don't look like him does. He can't. Because
Sure
it's not
he
in
could.
his mind.
Sure he
because
could.
Even the news don't bring him stuff like that every day.
He surely could, but you know.
But he won't.
But it's not the. What's your point about that?
My point is that to let you know that you got a brain on both sides. You got two eyes. You got one on the left and a right one.
Yes.
So you should both even out the scale to see what everybody is doing, and they could be doing the same thing.
But I do.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
Oh, okay.
He wants to be black. He says he's black. I don't believe it. But
you don't believe you don't believe that he's black.
You never find nothing good that they're doing.
I don't really want to.
Never around them.
Maze, it's interesting. I don't want to start a war betwing callers.
No war. I'm just he wanted He wanted somebody to call in.
Oh, yeah, he kind of does that, huh?
Black people, I know black people do wrong, but he don't know that Caucasian people do wrong.
Yeah,
Asian
he
people
does.
do wrong. Hispanics do wrong.
He knows that?
Always
Come
want
on.
to point it at black people.
He knows that? You're just assuming that he doesn't know that.
He don't.
Why do you say that? Why do you say he doesn't?
Prove it to me.
Prove it
Because
to you.
everything he come on and talk about is black people.
Every human being on Earth knows that every race has people who do wrong in it.
Thank you, James. You said it.
Right.
But we don't see it. For those that don't see it, they don't know it exists.
Oh, but isn't that wise? It's better not to show it.
No, it's not wise. It's to show everybody's crime. If you showed everybody's crime, everybody be looking at each other like, well, we all need to do something about this. Not just one group of people. Not run on campaign
I know,
on criminals.
but the black thing is out of control. You got to admit that.
Out of control? What you mean out of control? Tell me, explain that to me, how they out of control.
They're way out of proportion.
How?
Meaning, like, a lot of people have crime that's too high, right? But blacks have especially way too high.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you tell me.
Yeah, you don't know that?
And I'm supposed to believe it. No, I don't.
You don't believe it? But
Why makes them have high crime?
You're older than me.
Even the news?
What makes them have high crime?
Yes.
Satan. Messed up families, not taking responsibility, blaming imaginary racism, which doesn't even exist. All kinds of things, all the benefits and welfare, spoiling stuff. All these things contribute to an environment in which they become spoiled and think that they deserve stuff that they don't, and feel justified in being angry. No other race is encouraged to be angry as much as blacks by the evil culture.
Oh, really?
The evil culture encourages women and gays and blacks to be angry, and those are some of the three nastiest people sometimes.
Why they not up there?
Everybody's nasty, but when you're encouraged
that was the
to
case. Why black people not trying to overthrow the government?
they are. They're just weak.
Well, no, and I don't understand.
They're not sensible like that. They're into like overthrowing their own
black people get
communities.
stuff for free.
Huh?
Why do you think black people are the only people?
Because they're spoiled by the government. They don't want to overthrow their spoiling masters.
I think you better take a look at that.
Yeah, no, they're spoiled by the government.
Because if you look at, we'll start right at the Congress. How many black people you see up there compared to the Caucasians?
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But that's irrelevant to that's irrelevant to the fact that they're spoiled.
They're making bills and making laws and stuff. So don't tell me about no black people getting no welfare. And then some of them don't want to leave. They want to stay there for a lifetime.
I didn't just because other people get welfare.
We'll go with them.
Those people are spoiled too.
Not what you can hear and think.
Those people are spoiled. To answer your question, Mace, those people are spoiled by the government too. The government so-called workers, the government so-called representatives, the government so-called politicians, and the other people who are on welfare and stuff, and the women.
That's what I'm saying. Well, let's look at the Congress.
But those are also people who don't want to overthrow the evil government.
They're making the laws and all these rules.
But your point is irrelevant to the fact that blacks are spoiled by the government.
Really?
Yeah, just because other people are spoiled too doesn't mean the blacks aren't spoiled.
And then if you look at January 6th, those were some angry people, but y'all won't even acknowledge that it were.
Yeah, they did. That's the first thing that JLP and Hake said was that they were angry and they walked into a trap.
So were they poor people or rich people?
Mixture of both, maybe.
Really?
Yeah. There were some some so-called poor people and some much better off.
Anytime I hear them, they all stuck together. I always talking about the Democrats got this and the Democrats got this. And then you look at the Republican Party, they only got nobody with Tim Scott. And then you look
at Black Rhino, you mean?
And if you look at the Senate, how many black people there that's getting welfare?
What's your point?
I'm asking you. You're talking about welfare, and these are the people that are telling you to.
I know, but you're bringing up one. You're bringing up one wrong to pretend that the other wrong doesn't exist.
I think you should work and earn everything you get.
Right.
Nobody need to get government funding.
I agree with you. Yeah, we should defund Congress and the FBI and the DOJ and the IRS, maybe. Yes, and all those things. I agree with you.
But you always talk about welfare and handouts and all of this.
That's not.
And all this stuff these people.
I rarely bring up welfare.
Clarence Thomas got all those perks he got.
Huh?
All the perks Clarence Thomas and his wife got. It was two people together. They got all of this together.
As the Mexicans say after they get punched.
And one black. Working together, getting government funding.
Yeah, that's wrong too.
Yeah,
I agree.
when we get to spouting out how much black people get free and what other people, everybody else don't get, and a handout. I think you're wrong, buddy.
You're putting me to sleep, Maze, and you're normally supposed to be entertaining.
I'm not entertaining. I'm just telling you how I feel and how I think, and I'm seeing how you think too, and why you think black people are getting handouts and welfare and all of this.
And they are, and so are the people whom you mentioned.
Excuse me? Yes, that's what I'm saying. So why are you focusing on just one group of people?
I'm not. You're just sensitive.
I'm talking
You're
about
just
the
sensitive on behalf of the blacks. You're a mama.
I'm talking
Are
about
you
the
a mama?
What?
Are you a mama?
Am I what?
A mother.
Yes, I am a mother.
Yeah, see, you're mama to the blacks. Just like when I talk about the women, some of the women are all sensitive and mama to the women. They think I talk about women 24/7. And some of the gays...
Maybe that you sit there and talked about, what was the point?
Huh? Oh, what was my point about Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
She's based.
She's what?
She's based, but she's fake innocent, and there's a bunch of various points that I wanted to touch on. She excites me.
Oh, she excites you. That's what it is. It's nice to
But
know.
not like that. Not like that.
What, you got a crush on her?
No, I didn't have a crush. I mean,
Problem with her,
okay,
or-
she's mildly attractive, but I just mainly just think she's so fake cute, and it's funny, and it's somewhat
And
entertaining.
you enjoy her, and you want everybody else to enjoy it with you. But that's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
what-
I like talking about. I like talking both negatively and positively about her.
But I keep asking you, James.
Yeah.
People will spoil, and some people say, like, we want to go back to where it was. If you go back to where it was and start this whole earth over again, I ask you, where would you be?
In your imagination, because there is no going back to anywhere. There's only
If
going.
you're born again, you had to do something to be born again. You had to die and come back. All this born again stuff.
She's single.
It's funny
Hey,
to me.
she's a mother. She's divorced. She's not single.
Must have been born again and came back as the devil. Because I don't see nothing godly about them or nothing godly that they do.
Whatever. I don't know what you're saying.
It's against that love thy neighbor as thyself, and y'all don't do that.
Do you love your neighbor as yourself?
I do.
How about do you love my callers who talk mess about you as yourself?
I don't hate them. It's just like I told Jesse. I don't hate him either because something won't let me.
Nice.
Evidently.
Right
something
on.
that will stop me from hating people.
Do you do JLP's silent prayer, Maze?
No, that's not a prayer. I tell you, that's not a prayer.
But do you do it?
No, for what?
For fun.
When I do yoga, I meditate.
Do you do it for
Take
fun?
your mind somewhere else.
I told you for fun.
But that's
I told you for fun, which that's what you could do it for.
for fun.
Yeah. See what it's about. See if maybe it helps.
And you want me to tell you you want me to tell you about it when I do it for fun?
You could call JLP's show and talk about it. That'd be fun.
No, I'll talk to you about it.
All right, sure. You want to do that?
You asking me the question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what was inside your mind to make you feel the way you do
Right.
about black people.
But you don't know how I feel about black people.
I mean, you just told me they look for handouts.
They don't have to look very hard. They'll get them.
Because if they had contracts like everybody else got them, and they had own stations like everybody else.
Oh, did you see about those black kids?
I said you had the black kids. I said, so what about them?
Those little kids? The heck?
There was some bad little kids.
Yeah.
You don't know what?
Yeah. And probably they're with their mothers, pretending like they're selling chocolates.
They could be foster kids.
Maybe so. I don't know.
But maybe they have this born again stuff. I don't get it. In order for you to be born again, you got to die and come back. And nobody died and came back but one person.
Jesus?
And everybody else uses that same scenario. And it needs to just quit. Because there is no Christian. Lockwood is not a Christian either.
Bill Lockwood. Now she's going
All
after
of the
Bill
hatred that
Lockwood.
he got within him.
Hatred?
Yes.
You think
I'm
so?
glad he left the public school and went on to a private school somewhere to get away from so those kids won't have to deal with something like him.
What? You mean the
I'm quite sure
juvenile?
he was not treating them right.
Juvenile detention center? You don't know how he was treating them. I
You're right.
saw firsthand he was treating them quite well.
I wish you could go in there. I wish you could go to that place and do an interview.
JLP did interview them about their
No, he
mothers.
did. Really?
About their mothers.
Yeah, their mothers.
Yeah. Anger.
So the next time you think about welfare and handouts, think about your Congress and look at and see how many people up there getting free stuff.
I'm against that too. I talk mess about Congress
I'm talking
quite
about
a
look
bit.
at the one that's doing it.
Whatever.
The percentage you have, and that represents America. They represent people in areas that they're not representing. Everybody not getting good representation.
But that's what they
I
deserve.
don't need certain people to be represent me.
Nice.
And then if you look at that party that y'all waggle all the time, only one, Tim Scott.
He's lame. He's the worst.
In that party.
He's so
Why don't
evil.
y'all gather some more people that make it look like the country? Like
Because
all
we
girls-
don't have to. It's America. We get to do what we want. We don't have to make it look like the
all
country.
girls' children get a roll.
The country's
then
trash.
Come and it's getting near.
The country's trash.
What?
No, the country's people.
Yes,
People are trashy
it's made
people.
Of all different type of people, but y'all don't realize that.
Oh, okay. So you agree with the song that I played yesterday? You ever think the world is yours? I thought of you when I played that song.
You sound better that one.
White man, you ever think the world is yours?
It's like I said, God didn't give this world to you all.
And
He
you,
didn't give
black
it to us.
man.
He gave it to everybody to share. And some people want to be greedy and hold it all for themselves.
Yep. Maze, I'm getting tired.
Oh, I am too. And
Nice.
it's time for me to go. And
All right.
you have a good one.
You too, nice. Maze in Dayton, Ohio. Whew. Tim Scott is a rhino, indeed. Not to be confused with the based, real Tim Scott in my chat. Whew. Speaking of complaining people, poor Jimmy Fallon. He works with betas. CNN, oh no, the far left females at the Skim reported on Friday last week, the 8th, Jimmy Fallon got smeared for being stressed. Yesterday, more than a dozen, yesterday meaning Thursday, right? Last Thursday. More than a dozen current and former employees speaking their truths before he's dead. Hat tip to Drew Barrymore. Accused him of creating a toxic, liberal word, work environment. According to a far-left extremist fake news outlet, they had that fake Me Too, a rape on campus. Rolling Stone report, hearsay. Jimmy Fallon has, well, this kind of sounds true, acted erratically. Could be. He seems sort of erratic on his show. Jimmy Fallon, you know, the late night show host. He has the darker hair, brown hair, dark brown hair. He acts kind of wild. He dressed up like a woman and danced with Michelle Obama one time. He's like a little bit more likable than Jimmy Kimmel, in my opinion. He has acted erratically, snapped at crew members like I snap at Hassan. Get on! Boom! Show that! Whatever. By the way, we have Joel Friday coming up. Joel Friday TV. And belittled staffers out of frustration. You stink! Couldn't you imagine Jimmy Fallon saying that? Employees say they often signaled to each other when Jimmy Fallon was, quote, not having a good day, unquote. 7. Probably because he hired women and not morally straight people. Former employees said working on the show impacted their mental health. Not Christians. They don't sound very Christian. It's not Christian to gossip and backbite, backstab, and talk crap about your employer. Don't say that word, kids. And to the media, that people often joked they were about wanting to kill themselves. Oh, that's not funny. My bag. NBC defended the program and said they've investigated and taken action where appropriate. Call the police on Jimmy Fallon. Call the fire department on Jimmy Fallon. I'm hearing, if you were listening closely, you might have heard some sirens because I leave this studio door open. Very unprofessional, Hake. Following the report, Jimmy Fallon apologized to staffers. So they open their big evil mouths, and he's apologizing? No, sirree, Bob. No, sirree, Bob. Apologized to staffers in a Zoom call for having embarrassed you and your family and your friends. What? How did he embarrass their family and their friends? What, did he do it in front of their family and friends? Like, belittle them? You're pathetic, he says. Like I belittle some of my chat. As he put it, I feel so bad I can't even tell you, he said. Aww. He's the one who's, I mean, maybe there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Because they talked about him. They're trying to embarrass him. So, anyway, that's that. A little side note, guys. The VMAs are today. The far left females at the Skim report today, Tuesday, 12th September, where women are making history. Tonight's MTV VMAs, Video Music Awards, right? MTV. Far left, sloppy, extremist, kiss up, not morally straight MTV. Used to be kind of cool, I guess, even though it was degenerate. Now it's even lame and ugly and degenerate. Even more. Timbaland, Haddish, and Billy Porter. Oh, that's that guy who dresses in a dress black. I think, right? Tiffany Haddish, whatever. Black woman who's not that funny. Well, my opinion. Are you going to be tuning in, Hassan? VMAs? Hassan, catch Wow Hassan tomorrow after Hake. Are you going to be tuning in?
I'm not.
Nice. Based.
But I do like MTV Awards.
Right on. Yeah.
And it is nostalgic, but...
Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Doja Cat, whoever that is, Nicki Minaj, Karol G, whoever that is, and Shakira are contenders for the prize. That's cool. We wish you guys well. Nelly Furtado. Hey! Is that a dude or a woman? I think it's a woman. It's in New Jersey. Wow. Hosted by Nicki Minaj. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's from far-left extremist outlet AP. Oh, they're going to celebrate 50 years of hip-hop. Will Stephen Wiley be there? If not, I'm not tuning in. DMC, Doug E. Fresh, Grandmaster Flash, gonna get a rash. And the Furious 5, LL Cool J, Minaj will join forces. 8 Eastern. 5 Pacific Daylight Time, I guess, Tuesday. Or wait, 8 Pacific Daylight Time too? Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Women making history. Please. Okay, I want to read some Hake chat stuff. I liked... Oh, some of you guys were talking about Drew Barrymore because I mentioned her in Hake News, too. I was all excited about it. Shout out to bass Drew Barrymore, said Carver. Yeah, that's right, man. Thanks for the coffee. Tony's Oprano said, Drew flew over the cuckoo's nest when she hit the wall. And that's a reference to women losing their youthful beauty, attractiveness. Whatever, man. Maybe so. Hake, SMH, Red Dirt Farm, has triple facepalm emojis. I think Drew Barrymore has always been a nutter, meaning nutcase, I think, says Skunky X. The words Drew Barrymore and based just don't go together, says Tony's Oprano. Yeah, I wonder how many viewers I lost reading that whole spiel, that segment. Bonkers is more fitting for Drew Barrymore, says Skunky X. She had a terrible mama, he says. Wow, you knew it? Or she. I don't know if Skunky X is a she, maybe. Wow, yeah, so you knew that, huh? Old Man Vic says, Drew Barrymore burned her house just for fun. Is that true? Or do you just mean like she divorced? I don't know. When she was married to this nutcase guy, Green something, can't remember. That might be Adam Green, whom Hassan referenced, a comedian person, I guess. Drew Barrymore's show is trash, says Terry Strange. She ain't no bass, says Jose Des. I like Drew, she cute, says I want to go fast. Potleaf over on JLP's D Live said that Drew Barrymore worshipped Dylan Mulvaney. Don't tell me that. Maybe she had to do that just to have her show. But that doesn't make it right. I don't know if that's true. That's according to this person. Potleaf. And this person's name is Potleaf, so take it with a grain of salt. I can't believe anyone watches that tramp, says Anne We the North. The strike is pointless, says Terry Strange. I agree about that union strike. She's going broke. That's why, says Jose. Oh, yeah. Nobody cares. La, la, la. The Drew Barrymore report, says Mr. Pink. Hey, nice to hear your call on the JLP show, Mr. Pink. I don't know if he's tuning in to hear. Hey, you going to spend 2 hours on Drew? I thought Drew was a man, says Falcone. Did Hake's writers go on strike too? Maybe I should strike against my own show and then still be a scab for my own show. Drew Basket Case Barrymore. She was H-word ot when she was going with the Guess Jeans model. She was a Guess Jeans model? Hard to believe Drew is H-word ot at any time. So, anyway, that's your chats about that from Hake News. I like to read the chats after Hake News sometimes when I can. Anyway, let me get to a call here, guys, or two. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Once again, Joel Friday TV on YouTube right after Hake today, okay? Wow Hassan right after Hake tomorrow, Wednesday. John in Kentucky's on the line. Kentucky John. How are you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. 2 questions.
Okay.
I want to ask Jesse's favorite question. What's wrong with the blacks? I want to get your take on that. What's wrong with the blacks?
They are in a fallen state. They are angry and encouraged to be angry and encouraged to look at other people's supposed evil and not their own. And it sabotages their own lives so badly.
All right, same question for the whites. What's wrong with the whites?
They are in a fallen state. They're encouraged to have fear, which is the same thing as anger, and it's pathetic. Makes me want to spit.
So would it not be the same answer, though?
Yeah, it's the same answer at root. The root issue's the same.
All right, so why you spend so much time talking about us then?
I like it. Maybe I don't spend as much time as you think, but blacks are more entertaining and whites are more amusing, in my opinion. Huh?
That didn't make sense. I mean, that's pretty much the same thing. Entertainment and amusing, that's the same thing.
I know, but whites and blacks are not exactly the same in their phenotype and culture.
But you get my point, though, right? Like, you spend, let's say, 95% talking about blacks and other 5% talking about whites. Like, it just don't balance out. It's like you're saying,
1390.
We're the problem of everything. I don't get it.
That's how you think that I think, is that blacks are the problem of everything. I mean,
because
I have a...
If not, you would talk about your people the same, like 50%. You wouldn't point us out like that.
But you well know that it's my show. I can do it as I please.
I don't care about your show, man.
And then it's also, I have a black audience, and I have a white audience, and I have a Hispanic audience, and Asians a little bit, and I like to women and men, boys and girls, children. And I like to talk about everybody. I do talk about everybody.
Man,
but I do like to talk about the blacks a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't get that. And I heard y'all saying something about hate listening. That's what I do. I hate listening, man.
Do you?
I hate listening because it's just, I just can't get drawn into the way y'all think, man. It's like,
I understand that.
Y'all think I'm crazy and people like me are crazy, but...
Not entirely crazy.
We don't have to think like y'all.
No, you don't.
So,
but I mean, there's certain things about you that I think is just off, but it's understandable, I suppose, that for example, the Black Hebrew Israelite thing. But
we all got opinions.
Right. Yeah. So, nice.
I think y'all are off too, man. I got one more question for you.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right. And you're not going to be able to answer it, but I'll ask it anyway.
Okay.
So, you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
Where did this brand of Christianity start?
This brand of Christianity about about anger and forgiveness and quiet prayer and
all
looking
the
at yourself.
bull crap.
But
all the bull crap, yeah.
it's not all bogus speech because you yourself believe in responsibility and not being into anger and forgiveness.
I'm not exactly pinpointed on responsibility. I'm talking about all the wild stuff y'all teaching y'all's church. Like, it's just no other church out there like it. It's y'all's philosophy. It's like-minded people getting together and, you know, giving each other a pat on the back. It's just, to me, it's like bull crap church. Like, it's no other church out there like y'all's. I don't know how big y'all are. I wish I could find out.
But all the other churches are bogus speech too.
You know, a lot of them are, but they're all the same type.
Right.
They're all the same type bogus. Y'all are different.
Right.
Y'all are different.
Yep, true.
Y'all are like Westboro Baptist Church.
No, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all are like that.
Not true, because Westboro pushes mess and wishes evil on people and says God hates the word agates.
Yeah.
And we don't say that.
Y'all are wild like that, though.
Wild in that we're off the beaten path and different. Different from the rest in a certain way.
And y'all wish that y'all could get more people to believe like y'all, but it ain't gonna happen.
I don't know if we wish that.
I think all y'all have the same personality type, and y'all heard Jesse, and y'all got hooked on him, and y'all give him the utmost.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? That we heard his message and got into it and agree with it.
I think it's because of the way y'all grew up, man. Like, y'all do have anger deep down. It's like your background. You say you were sheltered, and you have anger towards somebody on how you was raised and everything. So when you heard Jesse, something clicked with what he said, and like you're stuck. You can't see it any other way. And I think not for real.
So you agree with Jesse? Says Nick.
No.
Good point.
No, I don't agree with Jesse.
But you just said I have anger towards something in my family, so something clicked, something rang true about it.
Well, you asked me a question.
Yeah,
you asked me a question, I gave you the answer.
You just gave me the same answer that JLP gave me about me.
Oh, so you still have anger.
I didn't say that I still do or don't. That's irrelevant to why I first hooked in with JLP's message and the truth and the real Christian. It rings true to what the Bible says if you really listen.
No. Mm-hmm. But just because something he said, rings true to you, doesn't mean everything that he preaches to y'all is true. It just got you hooked, and now you like force-fed all that stuff, and you make it work in your brain. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
It's like you twist it around and be like, oh, okay, I can see that. I can see that. And then it becomes set in stone in your brain, and there's no changing it. That's the way I see it. And that goes for everybody that comes
but you don't
to y'all's church.
But you don't really know us. Do you know your? But you're
you're
somewhat speculating, and you may be onto something. But do you know yourself the way that you think that you know us?
Dude, I'm like a natural psychologist when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah. I can see you being kind of like that among your friends.
I'm a Pisces, man. I have I had this bit of psychic ability, man.
You're bringing up astrology, and you're a Black Hebrew Israelite, man. Ooh. I spit a grown man talking about Pisces. Are you trolling me with that Pisces talk?
No, but I'm a Pisces, man. I believe in character and personality traits and stuff.
From these different signs?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
That's interesting, man. A lot of younger people do. Like, you're just a slight bit younger than I am, late 30s, right?
Yeah, man.
That's
old.
Funny.
You're old, right?
Yeah, I'm 42 and a half.
I got to get up out of here, man.
All right, good to hear from you, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye. John in Kentucky John. A natural psychologist. The devil's astrology. That was amusing when he brought up, almost even entertaining, but that was sort of amusing when he brought up, I'm a Pisces. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer to society is the joke that I say. Caller's a flat earther. No, you think so? I don't know if I asked him that. Yeah. Black Hebrew Israelite, BHI. He doesn't say black, though. Okay, Evil Joe Biden, last little segment here. Evil Joe makes a thinly veiled, I'm calling it, reference in my dirty mind. Oh, you guys might freeze up my thing if you open up the new Wirecast thing. My audio will go off kilter. But, you got to do what you got to do. Joel Friday's coming up after Hake, okay? From Hake News today, I read on this quote from Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, today, Tuesday, the 12th. Quote, this was on September 11th. Terrorism, this is Sleepy Joe Biden, including political and ideological violence, not Islamic so-called violence, is the opposite of what we stand for as a nation, said so-called President Sleepy Joe Biden delivering a speech on yesterday, to U.S. so-called service members on the 22nd anniversary of September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks when the Muslims flew into the building, allegedly. Somebody definitely flew into the building. I believe it was the Saudis or whatever, the Muslims, mostly Saudis. The president called on Americans, so-called Americans, to protect our democracy. It's not a democracy, I said in Hake News. And, quote, not succumb to the poisonous politics. At least he didn't say toxic, right? Poisonous. Politics of difference and division. Guilty, Joe Biden. You're all about the difference and division. An unrelenting stream of non-white stock coming into America, immigrants. White European stock like me will become an absolute minority. I quote him all the time as saying during the Obama administration. And that's not a bad thing. It's a source of our strength. Talking about difference and division. Diversity is division. It's evil. What a dumb, evil statement. And so he made a thinly veiled reference to right-wing terrorism, January 6th, mostly peaceful, misguided patriots who were, as Mays and JLP and Hake admitted, they were angry, and so they did a riot, and a riot is the language of the unheard, as evil MLK once said, because he's a communist, maybe. I don't know, he's dead. Thinly veiled reference to the Trump supporters, right? And the so-called right-wingers. Well, that reminds me of, side note, thinly veiled references, Asmodor, my recent guest on the Hake Report. I've been a guest on his show, The Crypto Report. TKR Official, Telegram. I saw this from a month or so ago. The far-left extremist Guardian. Foreign outlet, by the way, UK. Normally the British were our brothers, but they're foreigners. Look up a Rigger Trump little screenshot thing. Rigger Trump. This is the headline from The Guardian from the 16th of August, 2023 AD. Donald Trump, The Guardian, support us. Trump attacks Georgia prosecutor. That evil woman, Fannie Willis or whatever her name is. Georgia prosecutor with thinly veiled reference to the N-word, writes the editor for Ed Pilkington in New York. Fannie Willis, F-A-N-I, Willis, who is black, and they capitalized the B in the word black to kiss up to the blacks ever since Georgia, Florida. Facing racist abuse after the ex-president, our greatest, complains on Truth Social about treatment from election riggers. And I disavow that term. It was totally on the up and up. Fannie Willis, Fulton County, which is to say Atlanta, black. Speaking of Kentucky John's complaint that I talk about the blacks all the time, and Mays, who's prosecuting Donald J. Trump, our greatest president, and 18 other so-called allies. And they also want to prosecute, who's that guy? Lindsey Graham, Rhino, a couple of others. Kelly Loeffler, I think Loeffler. So that would be 1920 and maybe 21 with another guy. Efforts to overturn the 2020 election on the up and up, most secure in history. facing a flurry of racist online abuse after our greatest president, former president, attacked his opponents using the word riggers, a thinly veiled play on the N-word. Yeah, right. Trump isn't thinking that. I didn't know anyone other than silly, goofy Al Sharpton thought that there was a reference, because I saw a clip of Al Sharpton. I haven't played it. But isn't that amusing? Yes, I love riggers. I love naggers. People who annoy you. Naggers. But there was a nagger about the riggers on the American Anchor, baby. Is there anything worse than naggers nagging about riggers? Rigging? That was funny. Hopefully I don't get strike or whatever. But I just liked using the term thinly veiled because when they were talking about the Muslim terrorists, alleged Muslim terrorists, right? He talked about January 6th, thinly veiled reference to January 6ers. Anyway, guys, this has been the Hake Report. Callers, I cannot get to you. I appreciate you calling in and hanging in there. Call me tomorrow. I'll try to get right back to you. Super chatters, hopefully I haven't gotten to all the super chats, but I gotta play some beautiful music. More rap music. Oh, lordy. But it's also punk rock, sort of. So this is Left Out. I'm back on Left Out, guys. Christian punk. And get ready to catch Joel Friday TV right after Hake. This track is entitled Oh God. O-H, new word, G-O-D. And it is Christian, even though it may not sound very Christian. Left Out from the 1999 album For the Working Class. Adios, America. Bye. So...
Try to crush it, precious you to the flushes, and never give it to the fire.